Why is France called France and the people of France called the French? Well, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Brandon Foster. I am a Germanic historian, primarily focusing from tribe to empire, so the 1st to the 9th century, and that goes into German and French history. So the word France, or the French people, their region of Europe once was called Gaul. And once upon a time, long before the Germanic peoples arrived, there was a Celtic group, or Celtic groups, that lived there. They were first found, or at least in writing, by Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar was a Roman general, and he was commissioned to go attack and conquer Gaul. He did so over about a 9-year period, and he wrote about it in a book, or at least letters and stuff he sent back to Rome, called the Commentaries on the Gallic Wars. So that is where Gaul, which is the majority of modern-day France, first. But as you can tell, we're not at the name yet. So we need to fast forward many centuries to a time when the Germanic peoples, who were a Indo-European collection of tribes, started migrating from what we believe to be Scandinavian areas. And they started migrating down south, and they came around, and they would eventually settle in the Germanic, or Germany, the Netherlands, France, Bavaria, that type of whole area. Now, they would eventually be called the Franks. Now, Frank, we believe, historians do differ on exactly what Frank means, but they think it either means neighbor or fierce or something like that. Or Germanic means neighbor, and Frank means kind of fierce or bold. It kind of goes in and out depending on who you talk to. So this Germanic tribe, or the Franks were actually called the Frankish Confederacy, because they weren't one tribe. They were actually a group of tribes. This group of Germanic tribe would eventually kind of gather together to form a ethno-political group. And that group we call the Franks. Now they would start in what is more Germany area today, and they would slowly cross the Rhine and go into different areas of France. They would cross slowly, they would do incursions, they would do campaigns, and at first the Gaulish people were kind of trapped between the Romans from the south, who had already conquered them, and they had already start mingling with the Romano-Gaulish peoples. That was one group now. And then the Germanic tribes were coming from kind of the eastern west, eastern northern area going west. And eventually, all of Gaul would eventually be conquered by the Franks. And this would become Neustria, Austrasia, Bavaria, places like that. So Frank was the first name of that area after Gaul kind of disappeared. And eventually, as time would go on, the Franks would turn more into the Romantic language, and they would lose some of their Germanic Indo-European language. And that is where we get French. That is why French is considered a Romantic language and not a Germanic language like German and English. So now we have the slow migration of Frank that would turn into Frankia, meaning the land of the Franks. It's also where we get the word like India, which means land of the Indus River, or it can also mean land beyond something. So that might mean land beyond the Indus River, since the Indus River is very far north in India. So the Frankia would turn into Franca, which would turn into France. So if you have any comments or would like to know anything else about French and German history, especially from the medieval and late antiquity age, late ancient age, make a comment below, like, and follow for more information about the Germanic people. Thanks.